Hi, this is Mariam. I work as a product marketing associate at Netcore Cloud, and as promised, this is our third episode in the series, Cracking App User Retention. And today we'll talk about user onboarding and activation. To put the first two episodes in a nutshell, we talked about what habit loops are, how are they formed, and how crucial they are in engaging users and keeping them hooked to your app that results in long-term retention, which is eventually the end goal for every mobile app brand today. But building these habit loops should not be an afterthought, but very much a part of your retention strategy right from the onboarding stage when a user interacts with your app for the very first time. While 53% of users end up uninstalling the app within just 30 days, 45% of those users uninstall the app just within the first 24 hours. It's shocking, yes, but it also goes on to show how important the first time experience is for a user, and this is where the entire app user onboarding comes into the picture. For first time users, they should be able to do few things on your app. Like, firstly, they should be able to find quick value within a short span. They should find their way through the app with some contextual guidance. And thirdly, discover critical features to help them complete key tasks. Once your users are able to do this, they're bound to stick to your app for a longer time. The more seamless that onboarding experience, the more easily they're able to build habits and stick to your product. Now, getting to the real meat. How do you ensure a perfect onboarding experience? Well, let's look at these 6 tips. The first thing to do is get the jobs to be done framework right, which means you need to identify each user persona, understand the problems they're trying to solve using your app, and then you define what a successful onboarding looks like for each of these users. At the end of the onboarding flow, a user should be successfully able to solve their problems with absolute ease and convenience. Now, the second point is about focusing on the aha moments. It's the moment when users realize your app's value, and you need to nudge users to complete those critical events on your app that actually gets them to experience this aha moment. Thirdly, it's providing on the go guidance, which means you can implement a series of contextual nudges and walkthroughs that actually let users discover features based on the actions they take on your app and eventually get them familiarized and engaged within your app. The next thing to do is experiment more and more with your entire onboarding process. It could include experimenting with your onboarding screens, the CTAs, the length of the sign up process, the nudge types, the series of nudges, the text on the nudge, or even when you choose to trigger a nudge. And then you implement the strategy that appeals to majority of the users. The next thing is to avoid empty states or blank screens on your app. Instead, what you could do is tell users the next step to actually fill up those empty states. And lastly, it's about personalizing each and every touch point within the app and making this entire onboarding journey highly relevant and contextual to every individual user. Stitching these strategies in your onboarding flow gets users to quickly realize your app's core value proposition, translate features into benefits, navigate through the app easily, and all of this gets them activated and actually use your product. With this, you can successfully engage users in their initial experience and make sure that they stick around for a much longer time. Well, with this, we come to an end for this video, but do stay tuned in as our next episode is going to be around some important metrics to measure and how to drive funnel conversions.